Hi, I'm Christine with the National Association of Real Estate Academies. I'm here today with John Henry Saunders, a certified general real estate appraiser. Mr. Saunders will be the trainer in the upcoming Mastering Real Estate Appraisal series, sponsored by the Real Estate Academy in Richmond, Virginia. Before we begin talking about the Mastering Real Estate series, tell us about your real estate background. It's actually much broader than just appraisal.
It is, Christine, and thanks for doing this interview for us.
My pleasure.
I started in real estate as a real estate salesperson, so didn't actually begin in appraising. And then after I think it was about 10 years, became a real estate appraiser and became certified general, which is the highest of the 3 license levels. And along the way, somewhere in the mix, I worked on a master's degree, so I have a master's in real estate and urban land development. And I should say that all of that is not necessary for somebody to be successful in appraising. I've just always loved real estate so much that all of the industry has interested me, so that's why I had a broad background.
You've trained hundreds of appraisers throughout Virginia and Maryland. How did you get involved in teaching real estate appraisal?
Well, I've always enjoyed sharing with people things I've learned, and did management and training of people within a brokerage was the initial experience there, and just found that I had a knack for that and thoroughly enjoyed it. And with regard to real estate appraisal classes, my experience with them as a student was that they tend to be kind of dry. And so that was really one of my motivations, was to provide content to students that would be beneficial to them in their appraisal practice, but also to deliver it in a way that's interesting and fun to the student.
Very good. Is it true that appraisers can work from home?
They can work from home, and I think many of them do. I haven't done any kind of scientific research on it, but my impression is that most do. But of course, some appraisers do affiliate with other appraisers and work out of an office away from home. But yeah, can work at home from a home office, don't have to have any kind of really formal structure. So that's one of the cool things about appraising, is it allows that flexibility.
Wow. Most people have the experience of working Monday through Friday, a 9-to-5 schedule. What's the workday of an appraiser like?
It's varied. It's not structured like most people would have experience working in the corporate world, for example. But the neat thing about it is the appraiser is really in control of their workday. And except for going out and inspecting property, which of course you'd have to coordinate that with the property owner, all of the other work that doesn't involve other people. You don't have to accommodate them. So you could work, Saturday night at midnight if you want to on an appraisal assignment. So can almost work from any place at any time. Like I said, except for the property inspection, which you normally have to do in daylight hours and accommodate the property owner.
Neat. New appraisers have to go through a period before they get licensed. Does this mean that they don't earn any money while they're in training?
All of the arrangements I'm aware of with supervising appraisers, the trainee is compensated in some fashion. Now, in some instances, the trainee might come on board and there'd be like a temporary test period where they are doing some training where they don't get compensated for it. But I would imagine that would be for a very brief period of time, maybe for a couple assignments. The compensation arrangement, of course, varies depending on who you affiliate with, but almost always you're getting some kind of compensation, either a flat amount per assignment or a split of whatever the appraisal fee is for the assignment.
Okay. What is the income potential for a real estate appraiser like?
It's actually quite good. I have known a number of appraisers from my classes, people that have gotten their credentials, they are experienced appraisers, who make a 6-figure income. Usually the appraisers who add commercial appraisals into the mix generate a higher income. But residential appraisers too can make above what the median is for most other fields.
Wow. We know that there's education involved in becoming an appraiser. What else is involved?
It's basically 3 parts to getting an appraisal license. There is the education part, and there's a state requirement for that depending on the license level that you're shooting for. And there's an experience requirement, and that also varies depending on the license level. Again, there's 3 of those levels. And the state exam, of course, is an important part of that. So 3 components. Education is real important because that's going to help you to acquire the experience more quickly, and also it's going to enable you to pass the state exam. So 3 parts, but of course that education is a key one in there.
Great. The Mastering Real Estate Appraisal series got rave reviews. What makes this series so special?
There's several things. One, we have it in a pretty tight sequence so that it's not spread out over years as you're getting the education requirements out of the way. And that's helpful, making it more compressed, and people can stay focused to get the material down. That's certainly a plus. The other, again, as I've said, we've always been committed to delivering classes that are fun and interesting. Scientific research actually shows that people have better retention of new material when they're in fun mode. Mm-hmm. And plus it's more enjoyable, and that's the way I'd rather do it. So I think that's the big thing, is we make it interesting to the student, bring the material to life for them, make it easier for them to assimilate the material.
What's the best advice you can give to somebody just starting out as a real estate appraiser?
The best advice to someone new, I would say if someone has decided that they want to become a real estate appraiser, the best thing I can tell them is be persistent. All of us were in that beginning point somewhere along the way in our career, and there are challenges to overcome. You got to get that education, as I mentioned, the experience, and the state exam. Not everybody passes the state exam the first time. So persistence, I would say, would be the most important thing. Just don't give up. If this is what you really want to do, then determine to overcome those obstacles. And another thought, once you do get established as an appraiser, I would say learn all you can initially. Okay. Go broad, get good general knowledge at base. Then move forward in a specialty area. Determine some specialized area, perhaps appraising apartment buildings, for example. Okay. Or you could specialize geographically. But work a niche, and then you can maximize your productivity.
Great. Great. Well, thank you for joining us today and sharing information about Mastering the Real Estate Appraisal series. We wish you another great training program.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you.
Pleasure.